Hi, ladies and gents, welcome back. Lachlan Elsworth here again, Senior Client Advisor for TradersInternational.com in Australia, New Zealand and Southeast Asia. Now let's build further, ladies and gents. Let's build further on this basic buy signal here, and I want to talk about the significance of the different moving averages. Now, for those people that have your own charts and you want to actually start mapping what I'm mapping here, I want you to pay particular attention to the red moving average that runs through the chart here being a 50. I also want you to focus on the big green one up the top being the 200. And I also want you to focus on the grey one in the middle being the 100 moving average. Now, the European market loves its moving averages. Now, the fact is that if you break through the 50, it's highly likely you're going to go to the 100. If you can break through the 100, it's highly likely you're going to go through the 200. Now, let's have a look at this. Now, just as we approached the initial profit target here of 8%, we actually got a really aggressive break through the 50 moving average. Now, what does this mean? Certainly for me, it means that if the market is moving aggressively, it's quite likely it's going to go to the 100 moving average. Now, if in fact it does go there, what you can actually do is get ready for that by saying, you know what, I've got an 8% return, takes me to there. But what I want to do is trade up to, and conservatively, I'm going to trade to just before the 50 moving average, or in fact this one here, the 100. I'm going to trade to just before the 100 moving average, and I'm going to split my contracts, and I'm going to sit one just there. So if we do get a nice little aggressive push, then absolutely fantastic. I can take a little bit more money off the table. Now, to give you an idea of how much, 2905 is when the trade commenced. And we could have conservatively and quite happily got out at 2916. So 05 to 16 is actually giving us an 11% return. Now, you weren't trading aggressively. All you were doing is looking at the moving average and saying, hey, we punched through the 50 really nicely. I wonder if we can get to the 100, which is exactly what we've done. Now, if you did want to split your contracts even further, so this is a multiple contract trade, what you can then do is have a look at the location of the next moving average and say, I'm going to be conservative. I might actually put my next target just under the 200 moving average. So what does this now mean? It means you've traded from 2905 all the way through to 2918. So congratulations, you've stayed in the market an extra maybe 5 minutes, and now you're looking at a 13% return in around about half an hour to 35 minutes. Kind of good fun. The interesting thing, ladies and gents, is if we do break the 200, it's likely that we're just going to continue to run to a price high. And if I shrink this chart for you here, and I draw a line right across the chart from swing high or just below swing high to just below swing high, guess what? It's exactly where we've ended up. Now, that is for the more advanced traders because, ladies and gents, I'll tell you, that is a long journey. Okay, it's a long journey and that takes a lot of time. Noting that the long journey still starts with exactly the same signal down the bottom. 2905 could have been very easily traded to the swing high of 2929. What is that? It's a 24% return. Now, that is what will determine a phenomenal trader from a not so phenomenal trader, is your ability to hold on to the market and use the different moving averages and use the different tactics that you use as part of your trading in order to take as much money off the market as possible. Now, in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about DS fatigue, and what I'm also going to talk about is your ability to use an active trailing stop to actually take this trade all the way to the top of the screen. So, ladies and gents, thank you for listening, and thank you also to all of the team at TradersInternational.com for your ongoing excellence when it comes to signal support and education. Thank you, ladies and gents, and I'll be back very shortly with the video number 3 on maximising your profit.